As smoke blots out the sun, Hive Halvan groans beneath the weight of war. Khorne's legions pour from the ruptured earth on the outskirts of the city, howling, blood-crazed, unstoppable. But the city still stands. Amidst the ash and ruin, High Marshal Helbrecht raises the black sword. Around him, the Black Templars form a wall of iron and faith. The city shall not fall, he growls, not while one Templar draws breath. The sky splits, brass war horns scream, and into the flames the Sons of Dawn march. Let's go to war. Hello everyone, welcome to Daily Dice. I'm Sam, and today I'm with my main man, Big Rich from Warhammer.
Hi everybody.
Hello Big Rich from Warhammer, how's it going?
Pretty good, mate. I've had a good hearty breakfast this morning. I'm feeling good.
Yeah, nice. So you're not going to burn out too quick today?
No.
Yeah, I've had some brekkie, so I think we're going to be alright today. We've got some new mics. Yep, sexy new mics. So
they cost Sam a fortune, so bung him some money.
Yeah,
pay for him back. He's you're on egg and chips for the month now, aren't you?
Yeah, that's it. That's what I actually had for breakfast, egg. So
I had cornflakes.
Yeah. Are you skint for some reason as well?
Cornflakes.
Oh right, yeah. Should edit that bit out. Don't worry, I'll fix that in the editing, guys. You won't have that in. So some new mics. Hopefully, they last all game because it said 11 hours charge life on them.
That's just one movement phase for you.
Potentially. So let's hope for the last.
Yeah.
We'll be putting them to the test. So it's going to be today Black Templars against the Khorne daemons. I'm running the Black Templars. I'm really looking forward to this battle because I just love the battlefield. I love the armies. And it's just one of them games which you're really excited to get into.
Yeah. Well, it's two combat nutter armies running at each other, isn't it?
Yeah. And it's 1,800 points running today.
Yes, my Khorne demon army is almost at full capacity, but it's not quite there yet. So it's at 1,800, and we didn't want to stick a few random Nurgle demons, rather just have it all Khorne. Use the Khorne detachment. So yeah, that's what we're going for.
I like it. It's a really scary army. Lots of big demons in it. So I am a little bit scared, but
I haven't actually had that much luck with the Khorne demon army. Well, I don't have any luck with anything. Also, I have I know my Nurgle dice are like a meme. Well, I actually have the Khorne version of them as well.
Right.
So I'm just getting the excuse out of the way.
Yeah.
Because those dice came out at the same time as the other ones. I don't know if they were made in the same factory and
the factory was cursed.
Yeah, it was cursed. It was like on an ancient Indian burial ground. They made these dice or something. But yeah, I'm just getting out of the way now. Yeah. Before I start raging like halfway through the game at my dice rolls.
I mean, it does fit playing Khorne and that. So
yeah.
Before we start, big shout out to the members as always. These all are you absolute legends. We're on 17 members now, and it really does help the channel. So if you want to become a member, I'll leave a link in the description, or just click join down below. Also, I've got a Discord now. So Discord, I'll leave the link for that down below. I did it on the last video, but it was a link that timed out. Someone told me, so I've done a link that lasts forever now. So if you click on that, it's got loads of stuff like suggestions for the channel. Someone suggested getting better mics, and I've done that. So suggestions for the channel, things like that. And it has like work in progress as you're painting and you're building. You can also see what projects I'm on with, what will be on the channel next as well. So join that. Also, check out Rogue Miniatures. They are the channel sponsor, I guess, partner. They do a lot for me, and I do a lot of advertising for them as well. So I've made a little short video, so check this out and don't skip it. So I just want to talk a little bit about Rogue Miniatures, which is a UK-based commission company. I've recently painted up a Demon Prince for my Thousand Sons, and I've had such a positive experience with them. Rogue Miniatures are a high-end commission company, box art style, and not really a company you'd use just to get a unit on the table for a tournament, to do, the free standard base colours. These are a type of company you'd use if you really take pride in your army and really want to see them beautiful models on the table. They can either paint a model for you or a full army from scratch. Also an existing model for a current army like they have with my prints. You can also buy fully painted miniatures off their website and they customise their miniatures to suit your needs. You get regular updates of your commission. Their turnaround time is typically around 3 months depending on the size of the project. Drop them a message and you can get yourself a free quote. When you start your commission, you get regular updates. So I was getting messages off Steve all the time with my picture of the demon prints, getting me really excited to receive it. So after receiving my first commission, I'm really excited to get more commissions booked in with Steve and his team. And I'll be keeping you guys updated on the commissions I do receive off Rogue Miniatures. So I'll leave a link to all their socials down below in the description. Drop them a message and get a free quote and you won't be disappointed. Here we have 1800 points of Black Templars. The army rule is all for moment, so pick an enemy unit in the command phase and I get to reroll all hits against that unit. Every command phase I get to change that unit and so on and so forth. The detachment I'm taking today is Righteous Crusaders. So I get to pick out 4 vows at the beginning of the game. I'm probably going to be going with sustained hits, mainly because I just don't think I've taken that one before. And after playing my orcs last week and using that warhorde, sustained hits is just really good. In melee it is. So I think that could do some damage. I mean, realistically, if Rich is bringing a lot of big demons, the lethal hits would be the better option, but there is ways of getting lethal hits throughout the army. So yeah, let's go through this list. So we'll start with the big man himself, High Marshal Helbrecht. He's an absolute beast. He's going to be joining a unit of 5 Sword Brethren and a Castellan. He gives his unit crits on a 5, so them sustained hits will be going off on 5s. And because of the Castellan, I get lethals as well. He also gives his unit a pip of strength in melee, and also he does mortal wounds at the beginning of the fight phase. He's fantastic. He's got a big sword that goes up to damage 4 because of the Sword Brethren as well. Then we have Quintus Kane. He's usually a marshal, but because the High Marshal's on the battlefield now, he has been ranked Castellan for this battle. He gives his units lethals, like I said, so they'll be going off on 5s. And also he gives his unit fallback, shoot and charge, which is fantastic. So he's really good mixed with this unit as well. Then we have 5 Sword Brethren. So they have 2 power weapons, 1 mass-crafted power weapon, lightning claws, and a thunder hammer. These can either pump up the damage or their attacks in melee, depending on what they're going against. So obviously, if I'm going against a big demon, I'll be doing damage for, the extra bit of damage. If I'm going against just the chaff, the bloodletters, I'll do the extra attacks. These are going to be flying around in an impulsor. That's got a multi-melter, grenade launchers, and a Iron Hail Sky Talon array, something like that. I did want to put this on both my impulsors because they're all magnetized, but I realised that my missile on my other impulsor, the magnets are the wrong way around, so I need to cut off the magnets, redo them. So for now, we've just got one of these, just to mix it up a bit. Then we have another unit of Sword Brethren, led by a Empress Champion. So the Empress Champion, he doesn't really give his unit much, but he ignores a bit of damage in melee, one that comes through, so he can do that every combat. He also gets +1 to wound against character units, so he can be quite punchy in combat, and he has precision, so he can take out them characters kind of easy, so we'll see. Unit of 5 Sword Brethren, exactly the same loadout as the other unit of Sword Brethren, and then again, these are going to be riding around in another impulsor. This time, this one has the missiles on instead of the stubbers. Then we have an assassin. She's came to assassinate any of the demons on the battlefield, but let's face it, she's here to get secondaries. At the end of Richard's turn, she can go up into reserves, come back down in my turn, and score me secondaries. Great for board control, jumping around the board behind enemy lines, things like that. Also, I've got to mention Quintus Kane, the Castellan, has Perdition's Edge, so he has an extra pip of strength and an extra pip of AP on his weapon. So that Mastercraft's power weapon is actually quite good now, especially with that extra bit of damage as well from the Sword Brethren. So yeah, I thought I'd mention that. Then we will go to the Judicia, leading 5 Assault Intercessors. One of them's got a Power Fist, that one with the Lightning Claw. And the Judicia gives them Fight First, which is fantastic because I don't think Richard has much shooting. So if he wants to charge them, he best hope that he can take the punch off them. He has got the enhancement Sigismund Seal, so these actually get crits on a 5. So they're getting them sustains on 5s as well. If I add a vow onto them for a strat, they can also get lethals as well. So these can be really good, especially if they're fighting the over moment target for all them reroll hits as well. The Assault Intercessors also give reroll 1s to wound, and if the enemy's on an objective, to reroll all wounds. So potentially that could be reroll all hits and all wounds. So these are a fantastic unit. If Rich does have a bit of shooting, it's ideal that he chips some of these off to try and, so when he does make the charge, they won't be as punchy, but we'll see what Rich does. Then behind them, we have some neophytes, what they're called in the Templar lines, but basically they're scouts. So these have the combat blades, because they're basically the same profile as a chainsword, because they've all got chainswords. Basically it's strength 4, -1 AP, 1 damage. But these are great point scorers. These can, again, at the end of Richard's turn, these can go up into reserves. They come back down to my turn and score me points. The leader of that unit has a chainsword. I'll just say it's this guy here with a grenade in his hand. Because ironically, he's the only one that doesn't have a chainsword on him. But yeah, that guy's the leader. All the rest combat knives. All it does is basically just give him an extra attack for the chainsword, I think. Then we will go to unit Terminators. Probably my favourite unit in my army. Since I painted them up, I've just took them every game, just because I love them. They're loaded out with the assault cannon and just 5 power fists. And then they're getting led by a chaplain. He gives them +1 to wound in melee. He's got the shield, so he's got an extra wound. They've got the little beacon next to him, so that can put it down at the beginning of the game. They can rapid ingress for free within 3 inches of the beacon. And they also get +1 to hit when they're targeting their awful moment target. Also, the chaplain, I always forget this, but he gives them feel no pain against mortal wounds. I'll try my best to remember, but I'll probably forget, let's face it. Then behind them, we've got a unit of 5 intercessors. Absolute fantastic unit because they've got sticky objectives and they've got 4 shots each when they're aiming at the same unit. And they get a bit of AP on their gun as well, so they can be quite punchy against chaff. So I'm hoping to shoot out a few of them bloodletters with these lads and hopefully stick a load of objectives and keep them under my control. Then we have Fury, my Redemptor Dreadnought. He has -1 damage to incoming damage. He also has his Gatling Cannon, his little Gatling Cannon, his missiles on top, and his bolters. He can also punch as well, so he'll hopefully be marching down the middle of the battlefield, shooting all the chaff and punching some demons. Then last but not least, we have Mortis, my Brutalis Dreadnought. His abilities, he does mortal wounds on the charge. He also has 2 multi-melters, his Talons, and that Stubber. The Talons have a strike mode and a sweep mode, so again, like the Redemptor, he can fight up and down. He can fight against the big demons and the little demons. So that's the army. I'm really excited to see what it does, and hopefully we'll crush some filthy demon scum. So here we have 1,800 points of Khorne demons. Richard, what an army, mate.
Thanks, mate.
What an army. Yeah, tell us a bit about it. I know nothing really about demons, so...
Well, I'll give you the backstory for the army and why it's at 1,800 points.
Yes, please.
So basically, the way it started is I've always had a Bloodthirster for years and years. And Geordie Joe, who comes on my channel, he has the other Bloodthirster Blue that we call him. And he wanted to use him on my channel in a game, but if you remember a while back, Games Workshop changed the rules, so if you wanted to bring a Greater Demon, you had to bring a Battle Line unit, and neither one of us had any Bloodletters. So then Dave, another lad who comes to my channel, he was like, oh, I've got 10 Bloodletters, you can have them if you want. So then Joe took them, painted out 10 Bloodletters, and then he could use his Bloodthirster in a game. Then it just got me thinking, like, I wonder if I've got any Khorne Demon stuff upstairs in my house. So I went and looked, and yeah, I did. I had almost a full army of Khorne Demons.
Surprise.
Yeah, I had 2,000 points of Khorne Demons up in the back bedroom.
Yeah.
So then I put it to Joe. I said, would you be interested in painting this army for me? And he was like, yeah, I'll do it. So then I built it all, I based them all, sprayed them all up, and he's bent off and painted them. So there's still 2 units left to come. There's 10 more bloodletters, which are, if you remember, it's the old metal ones. They've got like the big hair, look like beastmen. They've got big axes.
Yeah. I do
10 of them
remember,
to come, and 5 bloodhounds, flesh hounds, 5 flesh hounds. That would put the army at 2,000 points, and it'll be done. And then Games Workshop will drop the points, and it won't be done no more.
Oh, yeah.
That's where the armies come from. So as far as it being 1,800 points, it's not quite 1,800 points of demons, because the big chunky boy over in the corner there, he is a Chaos Knight allied in. But yeah, it's Chaos. The main army is Chaos Demons, which means I've got my Shadow of Chaos rule. So if I control objectives, I turn those areas of the board into the Shadow of Chaos. Your home objective, your opponent's deployment zone, and then you've got the mid board. If you have at least half of them, you turn that Shadow of Chaos. What that means is you take leadership tests at -1 while within that, and if you fail, you take D3 mortal wounds. Yeah. If I pass a leadership test under the Shadow of Chaos, I heal D3 wounds, or if it's a battle line unit, I return D3 models to the unit.
Oh, I like it.
So that's my army rule. And then I am using the Grotmus detachment called the Blood Legion, which gives your army a surge move. So if you go within 6 inches of me, I can blood surge towards you, and then that can put me into combat. So you move within 6 inches of one of my units, I roll a dice. If it's a 6, say you move within 6.
Yeah.
If I got a 6, you're now in combat with the Khorne demons.
Yeah.
So you have a stay away, and you've got longer charges. And also, they've got a version of sticky objectives, but they have to kill somebody off an objective, and then they make it sticky.
Right. And that's a strategy, yeah?
No, that's just the 2 army rules.
Nice.
So they have to kill somebody off an objective, and then they make it sticky.
Oh, that's cool.
As I imagine,
So
it's covered
spill
in
the
like
blood
make a
all
little
over,
pile of skulls and blood on it, and it's now theirs. I mean, it's just so they can run off and do something else.
Yeah.
Bloodletters don't want to be sat camping on objectives, do they?
Nah.
So that's army rule, backstory, detachment. As far as the detachment goes, it's got some cool, very offensive enhancements, and then it's got very offensive stratagems. It's got a cool one. They've got a version of grenades as well that can throw skulls at you.
Oh, nice.
More importantly, what you want to know about is I've got a 1 CP stratagem for fight on death for anything.
Oof.
And it's guaranteed.
For 1 CP, yeah?
For 1 CP. So if you fight charging a bloodthirster and you think, I've got this guy's pants down, we'll just know that he's going to be fighting back before he goes down.
Oh, good lord.
So yeah, if you want to go into the units and characters now, we can.
Yeah, cool. Let's do it. So we'll start off with the chaff units first. Richard.
How dare you?
Okay,
so bloodletters. There's another thing we need to talk about when it comes to Khorne demons, by the way, is that they've got a new index. So some of the units have changed. So if there's anybody out there who has Khorne demons and aren't aware, I'll try my best to highlight any changes that are done.
Yeah.
So bloodletters now, they've had their stats slightly altered. They're now movement 8, which I believe you said that's also a World Eater thing that's happened as well.
Yeah, it's happened to like berserkers and things like that.
Right. So yeah, so we've got bloodletters are now movement 8, but so that's better, but their special rule is now worse. They now have a special rule called something we don't like cowards. And basically, you always have to take desperate escape tests to fall back from bloodletters.
Right.
And if you're battle shocked, obviously, that you add +1 to your roll of your desperate escape check. Yeah? That's their rule. And that unit is led by Skull Taker, who's got precision and devastating wounds, and he gives devastating wounds to his unit.
Oh, nice.
So watch out.
I like it.
And then if you're going along to the left, like I said, because the army isn't quite finished, I just have a single Bloodmaster on foot. Bloodmasters, if they were leading units, would give them +1 to wound, and they got a 6-inch consolidation, but he doesn't. So that dude, he's going to deep strike in and maybe do a secondary.
Yeah.
Then get shot and die. That's what he normally does.
Yeah.
The next unit, that is the old Skull Taker model, so we call him Taker of Skulls.
Yeah.
And he's got an enhancement called the Brazen Maw. He gets +2 to charge rolls. And then you get +1 from having a musician in a unit, so he gets +3. So he's going to go on deep strike as well, and that'll be a 6-inch charge from deep strike for that unit.
I like it. Someone's playing the flute in that unit, yeah?
It's a big horn, probably full of blood, like a drinking horn.
Yeah. Right, got your big lads.
These lads also had a stat change, so they are now a 3+ armor save and a 5 invulnerable save. Like I said, they've got the damage 2 swords just like the other bloodletters, and then they've got plenty of attacks from the juggernauts. And then they have their special rule is when they charge in, they cause mortal wounds for each model in the unit. Now they've got the better version of that. You know, like some units you have to get in base contact, which is really bad.
Yeah.
These don't. It's just that you roll for every model in the unit, and on a 4+, D3 mortal wounds from each.
Oh, that's really nasty.
So they could really trample someone to bits.
Oh yeah.
So that's hopefully they're going to be stomping some Templars' heads in.
I'd have thought so, mate. I'd be very surprised if they didn't.
What is actually interesting about that is because I'm playing your Templars, and I know, like, obviously you like to hide your units inside of impulsors.
Yes.
If that happens in the charge phase, and obviously say they trample a impulsor to bits, that would happen in the charge phase, and then when it gets to the combat phase, they can then pile in, can't they, after the fact, and potentially get the occupants. Because if you complete a charge, you're allowed to pile in, aren't you?
Yes.
So
that is very true.
That is probably the only ways I'm going to be able to get like things like that. Probably the only way I'm going to be able to get Templars out, because it's obviously I don't really have any shooting apart from a few flails and a skull cannon. If you want to go to the skull cannon, actually,
let's go to the skull cannon.
So the skull cannon, it's got a decent combat profile. It's quite tough, and it's got basically an anti-space marine cannon. It's strength 9 and damage 2, and it causes battle shock tests to whoever's hit by it.
Nice.
Which obviously, if I combined it with the Shadow of Chaos, potentially you could fail your test at -1 and then take D3 mortal wounds on top of the fact.
Yeah.
See what happens.
If I'm in the Shadow of Chaos. Yeah, -1, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, and both the Bloodthirsters emit a Shadow of Chaos of 6 inches around them as well. That's all greater demons do that.
Oh, nice. And speaking of greater demons...
Yeah, so basically what I've got 2. We've got affectionately called red and blue. So it's a lot easier to identify who's who in the game. So they're both identical essentially, except one has the blood flail, which is the big hammer on a chain, which is like an anti-tank single shot. That's red. And then blue has the blood flail, which has got a slight stat increase. The axes were given like a side grade. The axes now, instead of doing D6 damage, now do D3 + 1 damage. Just so like they don't, roll a 1 against a space marine. You're like, oh, for crying out loud. Now, enhancements. Red has got, we were talking about this, weren't we?
Yeah.
It was a bit of a difficult one, so maybe I made a mistake here, but we'll see what happens. He has got Slaughter First as his enhancement. It's an aura, it's 35 points, but all Khorne units except monsters within 6 inches of him get Lance. And Bloodthirsters already have an aura of 6 inches, which is +1 to hit for Khorne units. So any Khorne unit within 6 of him, including himself, well, he'll get the aura of +1 to hit from himself, but everyone else will be getting Lance as well. So that's quite a good combo to have on him. And then Blue has got, this is the one we were more discussing because we couldn't decide, he's gone for Fury's Cage. Now, Fury's Cage is strange because you cause wounds to yourself in the fight phase. You can choose to. And if you choose to, you take D3 + 1 mortal wounds to yourself. But in return, you get to reroll hits and reroll wounds for the Bloodthirster.
Which is so strong.
That is crazy strong with the amount of attacks that Bloodthirsters actually have and the damage they can put out. So I've chosen to go for that. It's a lot of damage to yourself in return. It was either that or the one where they explode on a 2+, but I've chosen to go for this one. Watch him then die and be in a perfect position to have exploded. But that's what I've chosen to go for.
Yeah.
And that's all the Khorne demons. Yeah. And then the last thing is I've got an allied model. Now that is a Greater Korgoroth of Khorne.
Yes.
It's an Age of Sigmar model, which I just had lying around upstairs. But he's the exact same size as a Chaos Knight.
Yeah.
So I went and bought a brand new base for him, so he's on the same size base as a Chaos Knight. And I'm using him as a Rampager, as in a Chaos Knight Rampager.
Yeah.
He's the only gun he's got is a melter gun, which is just his breath. That's just him breathing on you and you're melting from the rage. And then apart from that, he's got a claw and a chainsaw, so he's got multiple attacks. He's got movement 12, and once per game he can advance and charge. And when he does charge, he gets sustained hits on his attacks. So watch out.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of threats on this battlefield.
None of them shooting.
None of them shooting. I mean, I've got a skull cannon, but...
That won't do anything.
So I think this will be an interesting one, mate.
It's very interesting from my point of view because I'm so limited in options of what to do other than charge things. So that, I haven't had much luck with the army so far, I'll be perfectly honest with you.
Well, let's see how it goes. Maybe you might get a bit of luck this game.
I doubt it.
So the cards are drawn. Deployment, hammer and anvil. I haven't actually done this one on the channel yet, but it just works perfect for this terrain setup. Seeing as though like the city's here and then the outskirts are over here. So 5 objectives, 1 in each deployment zone, 3 in no man's land. I'm the defender here in the city, the Black Templars, and then Rich and his khorne are there on the outskirts. Linchpin is the primary mission, so you get 3 points for each objective marker. If you hold your home objective, you get 5 points for all the rest that you hold, and you always get 3 points for your home objective. Mission rule is swift action, so battle line units can advance and fall back and are still eligible to perform an action. So the battlefield is set. Look at this, the Templars defending the city. All of the objective markers are all points of importance. So the Templars is in this temple here. And this obviously is what I want to be holding as my home objective because the faith is coming from this temple. That's what's radiating across the Templar lines. Over here in the khorne deployment, you've got this objective where I imagine this is the portal where they're coming through. So they're all coming through the warp through there, and they're wanting to hold this one to keep the portal at full strength. And then you've got 3 in no man's land. These are all the breaches into the Templar defense lines. So as you can see, this is where they've all broken through. So all these points are very important as well. The rocks on this battlefield are all from Gamemat.eu. Richard, ask me if Gamemat.eu do a discount.
Do they do a discount, Sam?
Yes, they do, 10%. And I'll leave that in the description. Also, Rogue Miniatures do a 10% discount. I forgot to mention in the intro. I'll leave that in the description as well if you need any commission work doing. So all the terrain is obviously all the rocks, line of sight blockage. All these ruins, line of sight blockage. And then all the containers in like these little defense lines here. And then the trees, or you just get cover if you're shooting through them. I've deployed basically these lads here with the Judicia. That's got Helbrecht in with a Redemptor backing it up. We've got an assassin up here just overwatching the battlefield, seeing what's going on. These lads are holding my home objective in the temple and screening out a little bit. And around here, I've got the, who's in that? The Emperor's Champion, is it? Yes, it is. The Emperor's Champion, and then backed up with a Brutalis. And then just here on the outskirts, being Brave Men, we've got these holding this because they can infiltrate and they can scout. So if I don't get first turn, they might want to run away a little bit. Then in reserves, I've just got a unit of Terminators. And I've put the little beacon just down there. I never know really where to put it. I can't put it in Richard's deployment zone, so that'll do.
Usually in between 2 objectives is normally not a bad idea for it.
Yeah, that's not a bad shout. The problem is on this battlefield, between all the objectives, there's not much cover. Whatever's in the middle of the battlefield is going to be getting torn apart, I think.
You set the terrain up.
Yeah, but look how pretty it looks. Then we've got Richard, what have you done? Frontlined everything.
I put everything at the maximum distance onto the deployment zone because of the khorne.
You just want to charge in.
Apart from my skull cannon, because you picked linchpin as the mission, so I've got to put someone in the home objective.
Yes.
With a khorne army.
Basically, because I feel like the objectives in each deployment zone are very important. Linchpin, basically, if you hold them, you get more points for the ones you hold in no man's land. So, like I say, if Richard holds this, the portal, it makes sense for him to get more points for what he holds in no man's land. The same with me with the temple. So if I lose the temple, I'm almost losing my faith in the Emperor. So, Richard, question?
And in reserve, I have my unit of 10 bloodletters who have got a 6-inch charge because of the enhancement and the trumpet, and then just the random bloodmaster who doesn't have any mates.
Yeah, you're sounding really good with your new mic on, Rich.
Do I? Can you hear my heavy breathing?
Yeah, I hope not. I hope I can't hear.
Problem is, because I drink so many cans of Monster and you've put a mic on me, it means I'm always burping and I'm having work. You've got this on me all the time now. I have to control all my burps.
Yeah, and you go to the toilet about 3 or 4 times through a game, so I'll have to edit all that out. Yeah. So let's, do you want to go first? I think that's a big question.
I don't know, your scouts can move, they can scout as well as they can infiltrate, can't they?
Yes.
I mean, the only unit of yours I could grab is that unit of intercessors there with a long bomb, but And Khorne, of course, I want to go first.
Yeah, I like it. I'm Templars. I guess I want to go first as well. Oh, your new dice are looking good,
I'm going
Rich.
first.
You're going first. Demons, turn 1. So the orders have been received for the Khorne demons. Establish locus, do actions in the centre on the opponent's deployment zone. Richard's not doing that. Gauge on all fronts. You can get 3 quarters for 2 VP or all 4 for 4. You're going for the 3 for 2 VP.
Yep, might as well.
I did something really stupid. Forgot to plug my mics in. So basically, I'll just do a quick overview of what's happening. Shooting phase, the skull cannon shot into the neophytes, the scouts. I killed one of them, and then took a battle shock, filled, and I took 3 damage. So 2 died in half of one's dead.
Because they were in the shadow of chaos at the time.
Yeah, exactly. Then what else has happened here?
The big giant monster.
Big giant monster, the Night Rampager, is charged at the Judices unit. I didn't really want this early in the game, but my attacks without the reroll wounds, I actually put him down to 13 wounds, didn't I?
You did well, mate.
Did very, very well. But now we've rolled for your hits. There was a lot of sustained, so we just need to do the wounds.
Yeah, this is the hit. All the hits. 2s to wound.
So I've got a lot of saves.
You have.
And yeah, that that assault intercessor unit and the Judicia are no more. Just been pummeled into the ground. The knights move back towards that objective to get it. Yeah, and that's that. Turn 1. Let's do a quick end of the turn roundup. Richard, you're getting rid of established locus, right?
Yeah, for a CP.
And then into my turn, it'll put you on 2 because you did use 1 there.
Yeah, for a tank shock, yeah.
For a tank shock, exactly.
Also, I used the Night Rampages once per game, advance and charge.
Yes. So he's done that. He's tank shocked to use a CP. So it's leaving Rich on 2. Gauge on all fronts, though, you do get for 2 VP. Going into the Templars, turn 1. So the orders have been received for the Templars. Recover assets. So it's do action in my deployment, No Man's Land, and Richard's deployment. And it completes at the end of Richard's turn, so he has a chance to stop that. I'm only going to try and do it in my deployment and Richard's deployment. And then behind enemy lines, I've got that for 2 units in there. So basically what's happened is the assassin and the scouts went up into reserves, came back down in this corner. So they're both behind enemy lines, and the assassin's doing the recover assets. Over here, these intercessors do recover assets. So I actually wouldn't have been able to shoot.
All right, yeah, he's back to 13, baby.
Because we did that off camera, because they were just pitter-patter fire. But they actually took 2 wounds off the knight.
In imaginary land?
Yeah.
Well, this is all imaginary land, isn't it, really?
Well, that's it. So they're recovering assets, and they didn't shoot. That's an alternate universe.
They were dreaming of the glory of shooting at the Rampager.
These all move forward. I put the for moment hammer on the knight, because that needs to die. Over here, these shuffle forward. He's got a big 10-inch charge into the juggernauts, and I can shoot a few melters at them. I don't think I'll make the charge. I don't think I'll kill much, but you're on that objective, so I need to try and do something. So I'm really hoping to do as much damage to this as I can in shooting. I mean, I was even tempted there to say, ignore their recover assets and take the 2 wounds off, but you need the points, don't you?
To make prizes.
Exactly, they do. So let's get shooting at that knight. Let's start off with the Redemptor. So you're toughness 12, yeah?
I am.
So this will all be wounded on 6s?
Yes.
The big Gatling cannons are only
Apart from the
6, isn't
missile on his top, it's strength 7.
Yeah, but I can shoot both Gatling cannons together, right?
You most certainly can, mate.
Thank you very much. So all hitting on 3s. And re-rolling because you are... We've made our oaths on this target.
Well, it's a good job. It was terrible shooting.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
nice for wounding all them 6s. And then to wound 6s, and these are devastating, sir. These are devastating, sir.
Nice.
That's 5.
Yep, it's down to 8.
8. So let's have a look, see what we've got. We'll get back to you. So the bolters actually took 1 wound off as well.
Nipple bolt guns, baby.
So then the missile on top, D3 shots, 3.
That's what you want.
Yeah, hitting on 3. Re-rolling. And then wounding on 5 and 6s. You don't fly, I'm guessing?
No, not, well, he flew in that turn 1. No, he's all right.
Nice. So then let's just go straight through to this.
I needed to survive.
Yes, I'll make that a missile, a crack missile. the melter, and the grenade launcher is going to have to go into it because they can't, not in range with the bloodletters over there.
It would be worth putting them in anyway, just in case.
Yeah,
It's got
just
like
in
one
case.
wound.
So some melters, we are in melter range here as well. We're rolling for oath. Then we're wounded on 5s and 6s. I hate how rubbish melters are this edition.
Yeah, 5 or 6 invulnerable save.
Yep.
Got it. Yes, that's what we needed. Fight me in combat. Khorne demands it.
I really needed that. So the missile hits, doesn't wound. Yeah, this is not going great. So 5 shots from the grenades, hitting on 3s. I mean, I'm sure you've just done this off camera, but you never know, do you? Oh, reroll that one. And then wounding on 6s. Just one.
I don't want to fail this because I'm on 7 and you're damage free, aren't you?
Yeah, That's a good fight.
Yes, I
Done.
passed.
Nice. I think that's everything shot into that.
You need that 1 wound off that because that's 2 dreadnought hits instead of 3.
Yeah. So now onto the Brutalis. He's going to shoot his little stubbers into the knight. Try and get that 1 wound off. And then his melters into them juggernauts there. So the stubber on 3s, re-rolling. And then this is wounding on 6s, and it's twin linked, so re-rolling.
Kill it!
Bring it down.
You just need that one. You just need to fail this save and you're all right.
Oh, for God's sake. Them dice. But yeah, they definitely have the opposite effect to your Nurgle dice, I'll give you that.
You're joking, aren't you? You failed like the first 10 it took.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, melters into your juggernauts. Both hits.
Beautiful. Freeze.
On freeze. Both wound.
Yeah, so be just on the 5 invulnerable save. Make 1 fail 1.
The D6 damage.
Yeah.
Still think it's in finger range, so it's 6.
So you obviously popped the closest one. Oh wait, he's on the objective.
Yeah. I'll let you have a think and I'll get back for more shooting. Next bit of shooting, you did take the one closest there off the objective because you thought, I won't be making the charge and you can sort of do what you want now in your turn.
Yeah, you've got 2 CP, which means you could do a tank shock over on one side and you could re-roll your charge on this side. I mean, 2 chances. I know what you're like with your fluky Templar dice, so I thought, why give you the chance? I can just remove it. Yeah, I lose points, but Khorne doesn't care about points. He cares about skulls.
Exactly. The tank is going to shoot its stubber into this, and then it's just going to put its melters into the same unit.
This your impulsor, yeah?
Yes.
Right, cool.
The unit inside are only 18 inches, so I've just got the same unit as well. I don't think they'll do much.
Okay.
So we've got a melter. Both hits. Wounding on 3s. Just 1 wound.
Okay, 5 or 6.
5 up.
Oh, the trace
CP
strikes
it.
again. I'm not CP, no chance.
Damage 2.
Yeah, cool.
Then we've got 2 grenade launched into that unit. 4 shots.
And the blast.
They are. So it's 4
+1.
5, 6. There's 2 of them. Hitting on 3s and then wounding on
Toughness 7.
So 5, 6s. 2 more saves.
Yeah, 3 ups. Yep, so there's 1 juggernaut left on a wound.
Yeah, and then we've got the unit inside, so it's just 4. It's just 4 shots. 3 hits, and then strength 4s, 5, 6s. Nothing. And then we've got the stubber, Sky Talon Array, whatever it's called.
No 2 stubbers are the same in the entire 40k universe.
No, I don't know what that's all about, like, according to the knight.
You need that 1 wound off it.
I'm desperate. So hitting on 3s, we're re-rolling, and these are sustained hits.
So you're fishing?
No. I know.
Chicken, Khorne would have fished.
Wounded on 6s. So you've got 2 saves.
That one's not twin linked.
This one's not twin linked.
Honestly, God, what?
I know.
What are they playing at with these stubber stats?
I know.
Right. There you go,
I took
mate.
the wound off.
2 wounds of it. You could probably kill it with a tank shock.
I know, I am tempted. So, but that is all my shooting. So I'm just going to do some charging. So the Redemptor needs a 4 to get in to that knight. He's a little bit scared.
Don't trip over on the Judicious body.
He didn't. He ran past the Judicious body. And let's just run into this lad.
I talked Sam into doing a tank shot.
Yeah, he taught me into wasting my CP, so I'm down to 1. Let's do some tank shotting. So 5s and 6s. I get 2, which is good.
That means
So
you
I put
only
it
need
on to
1
3.
power fist hit to get through now.
Yes, 1 power fist hit to get through. So he gets 5 attacks, hitting on 3s. Re-rolling for Orf.
So full house. So we said
full
5,
house,
didn't we?
Sustained, yeah.
And you wound on 4s.
Wounded on 4s. Oh! I might even CP one of them, you know.
Well, I've got a CP and a 5-up invuln save
Yeah.
against that.
I'm going to have to. I didn't want to do this, but I'm going to have to.
Oh!
So that's 2 through, and I'm out of CP.
Okay, 2 5-up saves for me.
Yeah.
Khorne! Yes!
So Richard said he's just going to be a gent and let say that Knight's dead, didn't you?
I absolutely did not say such a thing. Khorne demands blood.
So he's attacking back with his knight into that poor Redemptor. I'd like to say I'm going to use Armor Contempt, but I'm out of CP because I re-rolled it for that that whiff. So he's going strike mode, baby,
With his claw. Strike claw hits on 3s. Yeah, 3 hits, wounds on 2s. That's all 3 wounded. That's -3.
-3, so we've got 3 5-ups.
Yeah.
He makes 1.
You've just took 16 damage.
That is a dead Redemptor. Does it blow up? Oh, it implodes. I saw the 6 there as well. I could have took you down. I cannot believe that. Richard, I can't believe it. So we've had a little break. Rich just been dabbing my head with a cold flannel there because I felt a bit ill. But I am all right again now. Recover assets, I'm actually going to get rid of and really need the CP for things like interrupts in defensive strats, in maybe fight on deaths, things like that. And I think I need that more than the points, weirdly enough, at the minute. It might be a mistake, but we'll see. But behind enemy lines, I do get for 4 points. So it's going to be a tough one. I'm up against it already. That looks pretty cool, though, that Rampager breaking through the defence line.
I think Khorne himself possessed that corner off.
Are you in the room with us right now, Khorne? Please answer. Or please don't. So, Richard's turn 2. He drew Colour Horde, obviously can't get that, so behind enemy lines and Sabotage. You got 8 points for primary, and for holding your home field and the one on the left flank for having your Rampager on it. Behind enemy lines, you're going to get for 4 points, and Sabotage you're going to be getting rid of. So basically, we've had to pause the movement phase because I'm going to be doing some Overwatch. But so far, we do this just at the beginning to make things easier. These have dropped in, he's dropped in, just to get behind enemy lines. Mm-hmm. These have moved forward. He has moved forward, and that's where we've stopped it to do some Overwatch. I'm going to shoot everything from this. Well, it's missile, it's melter, and it's grenade launching. It's only on 3 wounds. It's the awful moment target, but if I can kill this, that'll be pretty big. I think it'll knock it back on level peggings. So let's see. He's a multi-melter. Looking for 6s. There's 2 5s, but re-rolling. We get a 6.
That's what you need.
We get a 6. Wounding on
5.
5s and 6s. And I'm actually really tempted to CP that.
Oh, you're going to pump how much CP into that knight?
But if I kill the knight, I feel like I've already pushed it halfway. I can't stop now.
I feel like I'm in a Michael Jackson video here.
I can't stop now.
The wind's blowing me back.
Oh, what shall I do? What shall I do? I feel like I can't stop. I'm doing it.
Oh my god!
Oh, for God's sake!
Rampage!
Why is this happening to me? So my 2 CP that I did have potentially things like Armor Contempted over there.
Oh my!
I now don't have.
The Chaos Knights drove Sam mad.
It's driving me mad.
The Bloodlust has got him.
Missile, misses, re-rolling, misses. And we've got grenade launchers, 3 shots. I mean, yeah, these games happen, people, and sometimes you get
done a wound.
Yeah, off a grenade launcher, and he saves it. That's what you would have rolled anyway for your save. So I've got no CP. I've used 2 on doing nothing to that knight.
You are fully suffering from some sort of bloodlust now.
Yeah, I feel like the Emperor isn't answering because this has been absolute demolished.
But Khorne is answering.
Khorne has well and truly answered this one, mate.
This is how you become a Chaos Space Marine, you know.
So the shooting has begun. The last things that moved were just these bloodletters came forward. The demons, the big greater demons jumped forward, and that's it. So He shot some stubbers into this, nothing happened. He doesn't have a melter. It's actually just a stubber.
He's only allowed a stubber, so he screams at you with his stubber profile.
And then we've got a skull cannon going into the scouts over there.
It's D6 plus 2 shots.
These scouts just can't get a break.
7 shots
from this skull cannon.
Hits on freeze. Bam, bam, bam. Eat skulls. Get your calcium, sir. That's 5 calciums.
Nice.
Minus one, but you got cover, so you're back to your normal save.
So this will just be 4 ups.
Yeah. Oh, nice. You've still got 1 left.
1 left, and then
a battle shock test.
Yeah, battle shock. See if he dies. He's all right. He's standing there, taking all the skulls to the face. So these juggernauts are going to be basically doing grenade strat, but it's skulls instead.
Throwing skulls, flaming skulls. So 21 CP. It's exactly the same as grenade strat. So 4 plus a mortal wound. Have 3 mortal wounds, sir.
Nice. So the blood thirster is attacking the same dreadnought with blood flail.
Yeah, it's a hammer on the end of a chain. It's 1 shot, hits on a 2. It's strength 16, so wounds on a 3, but it's devastating wounds. It did wound. It's minus 3.
Minus 3, so it'll be 5.
You'll have a bit of cover off them containers. So
4 up.
Yeah, you're all right. And then he's just going to scream at it. It's a torrent weapon. Did nothing.
Just a little scream. His voice broke as he screamed. So lots of charges happening here. So Impulsor, they've got a 6-inch, right?
Yeah, so it's 9 inches away. I've got an enhancement for +2. The musician's +1. So it's a 6-inch charge for them into the Impulsor.
Yep.
Yeah, they're in. And they're 7.
This guy's basically just in.
Yeah, he's in. So the Juggernauts over there.
They're basically in as well.
They rolled a double 6.
And then this guy on his own, he wants to get a 9 into that Impulsor.
No, he's not. I'm not really rolling it.
That's lots of stuff in. Let's get back in the combat. So the Juggernauts get to do their charge roll mortal wound thing. So
yeah, so for each one you roll a 4+.
Yeah.
So I've just done 4 of them, and now they cause D3 mortal wounds each. So they've just done 4, 6, 7 mortal wounds on the charge to that.
So he's left on 2 wounds before the combat even starts. Nasty. So next combat, all this into an Impulsor. So the tank did die. Didn't blow up, and the unit had to do a desperate escape. It's not a desperate escape, it's a
emergency
disembark. So 1 took 2 wounds, so there's 1 down onto 1 wound remaining. These bloodletters did their
piling after they charged
to the closest models, so they can actually attack these intercessors now, which is good for you, isn't it?
So this is the Bloodmaster, hits on a 2, wounds on a 2. That's 5 at AP -2, damage free.
5 at AP -2, so we've got 5 ups. 3 die.
Kills 3 of them, and then we've got the Bloodletters. He's hit on a 3. And wound on a 2 because they've got +1 to wound because of the Bloodmaster. So that's another 5. Oh, wait, sorry, that was a wound. Wound on a 2, don't they? So that's 6 again at -2, damage 2.
6 at -2, so 5s. Yep, you take out the unit.
Sweet.
Lovely jubbly. Next bit of combat is the Brutalis hanging to life on 2 wounds remaining against all these Juggernauts.
Yeah, so the Juggernauts are getting +1 to hit and lance from red being behind them. So this is the Hell Swords. 3 misses. These would be 6s, but they're wounded on 5s now. 3 of them. The AP -2, damage 2.
So 4s.
Yeah, they kill it.
Yeah, they get him. Nice. See if he blows. He doesn't, but the Brutalis, my front line of defence, are all crumbling. This is a bad day. So what a turn again. Turn 1 and 2 have pretty much been the best they can be for you, Rich. Behind enemy lines, you get 4 points. Sabotage you're getting rid of to knock you up to 4 CP in my turn. This is a tough one. I really need the Emperor to answer our call here.
It's raining blood.
Going into Templars turn 2. So Templars turn 2, and we are already very much up against it. Mark for death, I have to kill a unit, 1 of 3 units that Richard's picked. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to get rid. I need to kill as much as I can at this point, which is falling right into Khorne Demon's hands. Secure No Man's Land, I'm not going to get that either. Just take objectives in No Man's Land. So basically, These can't really move because you can surge D6 inches. So I'm basically just going to go in. I need to clear these anyway. The assassin's drop back down is going to go for this guy. It's clear up the city, make sure there's no filthy demons in it. These lads have jumped out and can potentially charge these on a 7-inch because they're not allowed to land within 6-inch because you could blood surge it and or whatever it's called and end up in combat with these. This is moved just to get in melt range with this because it'd be good if I could just kill this and shoot in, then I don't need to worry about it. Then my Terminators are dropped in back here. I could go for the Skull Cannon, take the objective off you and get 5 points, but I really need to get rid of these big demons. They're going to be a threat in my next turn, in like Richard's next turn. So yeah, it's going to be a hard one. Richard's got a lot of CP, so he can interrupt. He can fight on death, potentially over here. So realistically, I don't think there's any way of winning this, but we can take our pound of flesh on the way down. So let's see what we can do in the shooting phase. Oh, an awful moment target is these lads. So I did some shooting off camera. These shot into them because I wanted to take down their fight on death, basically, so I don't get hurt as much. And I actually managed to kill quite a lot of them because I also shot the shredder at them from the assassin. Then around here, these and the Terminators all shot into the juggernauts. I've actually killed 2 of them. That's including the multi-melter from this as well. So that their interrupt might not be as harsh now as well. I shot a lot of stuff, a lot of piddly guns into this and took 1 wound off it. So I'm really, really, really hoping Helbrecht's mortal wound thing can that he does at the beginning of the fight phase can kill that. But we'll see. So just some charges, I believe. I think that's all the shooting.
Okay.
So we've basically got, they're basically in, they're going to these 2 units. They've got a 7-inch into that unit.
Yep.
They've got a 9-inch into the Bloodthirster.
Mm-hmm.
And she's got a 9-inch into this guy in the corner. I'm going to get back to you because basically I just don't know whether to put these into this and try and get the 5 points or going, do you know what, let's go on the Bloodthirster, let's just do it. So they're in, I won't bother rolling, well, I'll roll for them off cam. These need a 7, so into them lads.
Blood surge.
I'm going to have to CP it, aren't I? I think I'm going to have to. But then I won't get fight on death. Oh, God. This game.
That blood surge rule, innit?
Yeah, it's done me over there. I mean, I could have moved. We were talking about, I could have actually went in the blood surge range, but he'd have had to roll a 6 to be able to get in combat with me, which meant I would have made that charge, but no my luck so far in this game, he would have rolled that 6, so... I just won't be able to fight on death, that's the issue.
You could if you just stayed where you are and didn't make the charge.
Yeah, but then you'd get your mortal wounds when you charge me. And I won't be able to fight on death from them.
I'm just offering up other options.
Yeah.
I'm not Zinch, I'm still Khorne.
Right, I'll get back to you. Basically, I'm going to have to charge because I won't take the impact wounds from the Juggernauts and they won't get lance against me. I won't be able to fight on death, but I'm hoping that he just doesn't kill them all. But let's see if I can make it. I mean, it's a 7-inch. I'm really expecting not to at this stage.
He's done it.
I do. So they are in, but I can't fight on death, which is a big issue. So these have all moved in. They've all moved in. I still need to do the 2 9-inches. So I've got the Assassin into this. I'll do the more important one first, which is the Terminators into the Bloodthirster. 9-inch. Not a 4. This unit here, her, into that geezer in the corner. No 6.
But it doesn't really matter for her, because can't she just bounce? Or is that the end of my turn?
And the autumn, but she does have fight first, so she might be able to.
Oh, she's got fight first. All right, that's pretty cool.
But then Terminators, I think, could have been a bit of bother. But let's do some fighting. So, to start off, I need to do mortal wounds. It's going to be from Helbrecht onto the Rampager. This needs to die, basically. I just need to roll average, Richard. I just need to roll the averages.
Here comes a 1, baby.
And then after this, then I decide where I fight first, because it might even be worth starting over there and letting Richard interrupt here. But I seen what he did to them intercessors there, and it wasn't nice. So, I don't know. But let's do this mortal wound thing. Go roll a 1. He rolls a 6.
Okay.
D3 plus 3 mortal wounds. See if you blow up.
So I need to roll a 6. No, I rolled a 1.
So he implodes. Back to the warp with you, sir.
So that's the rampage.
Finally killed the rampager. Come on. So I'm going to start over here. I think these will do more damage than the juggernauts will. So you're going to fight on death here, and basically you're going to interrupt over there, yeah?
Correct.
So let's start over here, and let's just start with some...
Just do Helbrecht, mop the squad up.
I know, but I want Helbrecht to kill your leader, that's why.
Surely you just kill them all.
2 power weapons. Oh, I can do extra attacks. How much wounds has your big lad got?
He's got 4 or 5, I can't remember.
I'll go for the extra attacks. So this is the normal power weapons. Hitting on 3s.
Yep.
And then 5s and 6s are lethal and sustained. And then these are wounding on... Do you know what? I should have done Helbrecht first, shouldn't I? These are wounding
It's
on...
almost like I suggested it.
3s. So you've got 4, 8 saves at -2, sir.
Yeah. So I've got 4 bloodletters. All dead.
Oh
Yeah.
no, I wanted to kill this guy with Helbrecht.
And then the Bloodmass has a 4+ invuln save. So he's alive. Well, does that only damage 1?
Damage,
yeah, so he's either got 4 or 5 wounds left, I can't remember.
Right, Helbrecht's going to slap him then. So Helbrecht's attack on your Bloodmaster. 7 attacks, I went for the attacks over the damage. Hitting on 2s, and look at that.
It's almost like I said, roll for him first.
What an absolute beast. Honestly, if this unit hit the Rampager first at full wound, and the Rampager had full wounds, you'd probably still be able to take it out. And instead I'm hitting bloodletters with it. Wounding on 3s. So you've got, basically 5s. You've got 10 saves.
All right, the first 5.
Go for it.
He's dead.
He's dead. Helbrecht's got himself...
The unit,
fight on death.
That dice is for the Bloodmaster.
Yep. So 4 ups. Oh.
2 bloodletters and the Bloodmaster attack back.
That's not what I wanted to see.
Master is 2s and 2s. Yeah, he's not happy.
He is not happy at all.
He is not happy.
He is not happy at all.
That's 5 at -2, damage free.
5 at -2. So these are 5 ups.
Yep.
I mean,
he just chopped down 4
chops
swords.
down 4 sword brethren. This is where the 6 up feel no pains this game would have came in really handy. 2 bloodletters.
The 2 bloodletters, these are 3s and 2s. So only one of them hit. And wounded. -2, damage 2.
5 up. Yep, all the sword brethren are dead. And with it only being damaged 2, there's 1 sword brethren left on 1 wound.
With a hell sword stuck out of his chest.
And obviously with High Marshal Helbrecht and the Castellan. But that was nasty. After that, these consolidated and have moved just back onto this objective in a way as far as they can from the inevitable doom over here. So next bit of combat is Richard interrupting these juggernauts. Let's do it.
So this is the hell swords against the sword brethren. These hit on 2s, wound on 3s. Full house. Wounded on 3s. That's 4 at minus... Oh, wait, sorry.
3, I think.
3 at -2.
3 at -2, so these are 5 ups.
Yep. So 2 damage.
So 1 takes 2 wounds.
Yeah, then the juggernauts. These are 3s and 3s.
Yep.
That wasn't very good.
No.
If I take down a sword brethren, though.
Yeah.
At least it's so much.
Away.
That's 3 at -1, mate.
So 4 ups.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even do that. That was a waste of 2 CP.
2 wounds off 1. That's the luck is slightly came back around there, but is it enough? So the Emperor's Champ is going to strike first.
So is he damage 4, is he?
He's damage 4, because I put the damage up on these weapons, so let's give it a go. 6 attacks, hitting on 2s, wounding on 3s. So they all hit, no sustained there, sadly. And then wounding on 3s. That is 3 saves.
Yep, 3 5 ups. So he kills a juggernaut.
Yep, I'll do the 2 power weapons. So, rerolling. I'll reroll that as well. So 2 sustained there, go back in. Then we're wounding you with these on 5s and 6s. So you've got 3 saves there.
Yep,
5 up.
5s and 6s. So there's that 2 damage a pop.
Yeah.
So you kill another juggernaut.
Then we've got a master crafted power weapon. So hit on 2s. Rerolling. And 1 sustain there. And this is wounding on 5 and 6 as well. 2 more saves.
Yeah, 5s and 6s. Yeah, that's the Juggernaut's gone.
It's the Juggernaut gone. So that is ideal. Yeah, I think that's pretty much everything. Get back to you in the end of the turn roundup. So end of my turn, mark for death. I'm just going to get rid of. Secure no man's land. I might as well get rid of. So putting me on 2 in Richard's turn. Looking at the battlefield, I don't think that still was enough. Even though I got quite lucky over here. I've basically got 3 of my main units. I'm very much behind on points because now Richard will get loads of primary. He'll get max. And all Richard has to do is clear up 3 units, and he has 2 great demons on the battlefield and this big unit of bloodletters. I can interrupt. I've got 2 CP, so that might be something, but I just don't think it'll be enough. So let's go into Richard's turn 3. Khorne demons, turn 3. Cleanse, secure no man's land. Cleanse you're not doing because you want to kill stuff. Secure no man's land, you potentially can get it by accident. You just want it to kill stuff, but you might get 2 points while you're at
Just
it.
ignore everything. Go kills.
So he's moved forward to go and fight with her.
Yep.
These have all came forward. He got a big 6-inch advance, and you can advance and charge. So he's came forward here. That's with a strat from the codex, from the index.
Well, he hasn't paid it yet. He's just advanced, but he can. Yeah, he can advance and charge in the charge phase.
This Bloodthirst has jumped over here.
Yeah, he's going to go scream and whip them.
And he's just reversed a little bit and said, if you want to come fight me, then fight me, but you're out of the game.
Yes.
So that's the city is well and truly getting taken. I love the thematics of this because look at that image. All of them are just getting in. Helbrecht is standing firm at the temple. His last stand. So bit of shooting. And then there's some charges. So we've got a scream and a blood flail into that unit in front of him.
Yeah, see if I can scream down that one-on-one wound. Ah! Oh, it's very... He needs some lozenges in.
Yeah.
Right, looks like I'm going to do the damage 16 thing on him. Yes, it's -3, I believe.
So unless I get a 6...
Yeah.
Oh, that's all right there, but
yeah,
no.
he's dead.
Yeah. Well, skull cannon shot into the back of the Terminators, very cowardly. And took 2 wounds off a Terminator with a 2+ save.
You still have a skull from the back.
Yeah. This unit are throwing grenades or throwing skulls, however you like to see it, into Helbrecht.
Anyone you like, really. Basically, I just need to roll a 4+ and get rid of him.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you're no longer a unit, so you only can interrupt with 1 character, etc.
And I don't get lethal hits then either, because I'm not attached to him from Helbrecht.
So basically. 8 skulls. He's dead.
Oh, he's dead. And then 1 takes a wound.
Yep.
Nice. The bloodletter skull is the one that just hit him there. It's the one that's just killed him.
Yeah, I like imagine a bloodletter just threw his own skull at him on fire.
Adrien, we've got a Bloodthirster in here. He's basically in, he just needs literally a 2. The Bloodthirster's here's used a CP, so he can advance and charge. He literally needs a 2. I'm guessing he's just going to Helbrecht.
Yeah, he's in.
Yep. And then this unit.
And then the other unit next to him get +1 to this, so they've rolled a 7.
And who were they going into?
Yeah, they're not. We'll just go for Helbrecht.
Yeah. So a load of people.
I wouldn't want to wrap around into the marshal. I'll get him later.
It's going to be a bad day. So starting over here, the assassin is going to try and assassinate this blood mask. She gets fights first. Hitting on 2s. No, she isn't. We have them 2 1s, but them 2 are lethals.
Is she damage 1?
Damage 2, she is.
Oh, right, okay, that's pretty cool.
So 3 saves, and you're in one.
All right, yeah, I need to make 2 of these, 4+ in one.
Yep.
He does make 2.
Does make 2, so he might be killing himself an assassin. And then we'll get back to you. Also, the start of the fight phase, Helbrecht gets to do his mortal wound thing. So I'm going to do that onto the Bloodthirster. I think just trying, it'd be funny if I could kill a Bloodthirster with him.
Eat lantern.
4, that is flat 3.
Flat 3, yeah. 3 mortal wounds off blue.
Nice. Well, we're starting with the blue Bloodthirster, going into Helbrecht's.
Yeah, basically the plan is blue hopefully takes out Helbrecht, and then the bloodletters will pile in to the marshal, and then drag him down with them. Yeah,
and then I'll be interrupting. I've got 2 CP, so I'll probably be doing it over there. I mean, if he didn't kill Helbrecht, it might be worth being interrupting Helbrecht, but probably not. I was saying to Richard off cam that the sweet spot with Templars and most combat armies that have fight on death is 3 CP, so you can interrupt and fight on death. But I just haven't had free CP all game because of something that happened turn 1.
Yes.
Ignite. I wasted it all on the stupidest stuff. So let's do it. See if Blue can...
Fury's Cage for Blue. Take damage, so he gets reroll hits and wounds. So he takes D3 plus 1. So he takes the big 4, so he is down to 11 wounds.
Yes. Can Helbrecht withstand such evil and rage?
8 attacks, 2s and 2s. Rerolling. All right. So far, so good.
Stay in there as well, did you say?
No.
All right.
Just rerolls to hit and wound.
Yep.
2s and 2s. How dare you fail Khorne? How dare you fail Khorne?
So I've got 7 forps, yeah?
You've got 7 invulnerable saves to make, mate, yeah.
Helbrecht, if the Emperor's ever going to protect...
Now's the chance,
do
now's
it
the
now,
time.
please. Oh, no.
No. He's just dead off raw damage, isn't he?
Yeah, he got absolutely obliterated there. Died in the temple of the Emperor that he was there to protect. What a way to go, eh? So we're going to interrupt here and let's see if we can do something. I mean, if we can kill a Bloodthirster, that'd be fantastic.
That'd be pretty epic,
but
buddy.
I don't think we can. So let's put the damage up on our weapons. And we'll start off, obviously he's not orphan, won't do anything. Starting off with just a normal power weapon. So hitting on 3s and then wounding on 6s. No. Then we have a master crafted power weapon hitting on 2s and then wounding on 6s. No. This is not looking good, people. Then we have some lightning claws hitting on 3s. And then wounding on 6s, but these are twin links.
Yeah, those kitty,
scraping at
those
you.
kitty claws out.
That's it. Just 1.
Yeah, 4. Oh, that's
2 damage.
2 damage. He's down to 16.
Nice. We've got the ball rolling.
It's hammer time.
We've got the ball rolling. Hammer. Hitting on 4s.
Can't touch this.
Lovely. So all we've got left is the Emperor's Champion. Let's see if we can do something there.
He could kill it. This is his moment.
Hitting on 2s. So that's sustained. That goes back in.
Excellent.
Wounds on 4s because you're a character who has +1 to wound. This is not his moment. We can't kill you. So 3. 4 pinvun saves.
Yep.
You take 4 damage.
So he's down to 12 wounds remaining.
Yes. And then it's your hit back. So the Red Bloodthirster is going in hat into the last sword brethren holding the line.
2s and 2s, but he's got no rerolls. All hit. 6 wounds at -3, I believe, but I'll double check for you.
Double check for me, please, sir. They are, they've seen everyone, they saw the High Marshal falling, and they're not liking this one bit.
Unfortunately, mate, that's -4.
-4, that is very unfortunate. So that is 4 dead.
No, it's not 4 dead. It was be 6 dead, wouldn't it? 6.
But I've got invuns on my Emperor's Champion.
But these are damage D3 plus 1.
All right, yeah, go for it. So first one,
Yeah. Dead. Second one, dead. Third one, dead. Fourth one, dead. Fifth one.
There's only 4 in there, and there's the Emperor's Champ.
All right, so these 2 hit the Emperor's Champion. There's 2 damage free going on the Emperor's Champion.
2 damage free. So 2 4 invuns, and I can turn one of these to 0, funnily enough. But for his first one that comes through, so saves 1 and turns that one to 0.
Okay, cool.
So the Emperor's Champion stands and I have to take a load of mortal wounds to the face now.
Would you like me to do it right now?
Just do it now, I'll
He's got his Relentless Carnage rule because he's a Bloodthirster, so at the end I roll 8 dice, any 4 plus a mortal wound.
Yep.
He's just done 5 mortal wounds at the end as he just smashes him off in containers.
Relentless Carnage. That's it, just bounces his head off that container. Lovely. Next combat, the Assassin against the Skull Taker. Or the Taker of Skulls.
No, that's just that's a Bloodmaster, that mate.
That's a Bloodmaster. I should have known better.
5 attacks, 2s and 2s. All hit, unless I -1 to hit you or anything. I don't think so.
Nah.
3 invulnerable saves for you at damage 3 a pop.
I need to make 2 of these then. No!
She is sliced in half.
This Skull Taker is piled into Quintus Kane. He wants nothing to do with this. He looks around and there is nothing in these lines left. All he's got is this little neophyte behind him who looks up and he's like, I can't help you. Sorry, I'm just not helping you.
Skull Taker can reroll hits and wounds versus characters. So he hits on a 2. Full house. He's got strength 6. So he's wounded on freeze, and he's got devastating wounds. He's dead.
He is dead. The devastating wound alone got him Quintus Kane.
Give us that skull.
Bites the dust. And it's at this stage the Terminator's dropped in, looked around the battlefield and thought, nah, not for us. It's not for us, this fight. And fly up back into the battle barge. The Templars have been well and truly done in this day. We couldn't defend the city, sadly. Helbrecht did his best in the temple, but now the bloodletters are swarming it. What a game, Rich.
That was brutal, wasn't it?
Yes, it was well and truly brutal. We'll talk about it in the outro. Richard. What a game.
Carnage. Absolute carnage, mate.
Yeah, it was that night rampager. I mean...
Yeah, he was absolute man of the match, completely and utterly.
100%. I think, realistically, he won you the game.
Oh, absolutely.
For me not being able to, even if I'd have killed him in my turn one with the dread, with a tank shock and things like that, I think might have put it more on level peggins.
Possibly, yeah.
I still think it would have been sort of an uphill fight for me, but I think it would have put it back on level peggins because then you'd have had to go into the Redemptor instead of going into my tank. You just cut further and further in my lines.
Yeah, when you play your Black Templars, you like to attack in layers, don't you?
Yeah.
Waves. You like to keep your main hitters behind in your impulses and jump out, and then you pick your fights. Unfortunately, the Rampager made you
forced your hand.
You couldn't pick your fights. You were then fighting on my terms instead of your own, which is...
And I really don't like that. It pushed me into a corner and it almost put me in panic mode where I was using strats on things that I just wasn't thinking, which you said is the way Khorne, exactly how they would sort of play, the driving your sort of bloodlust.
The bloodlust, you can't think straight.
And it's... honestly, I really enjoyed it.
I just see red, bro. Just see red, bro. And I've got no CP left, bro.
That was me off cam, basically. But yeah, what a game, man. I love the battlefield and the thematic nature of Helbrecht's defending the temple at the end. And they just got cut through. Nothing I could do about it.
Yeah, I wasn't sure about how the game would go, like I said, because I know of obviously your castling and your impulses behind stuff. So I was a little bit worried about that, but I didn't fully intend to. But the idea of sending the waves in before the Bloodthirsters worked out so much better.
Oh,
it was. I mean? Felt like Magneto. The pawns go first. You know what I mean? And then the Bloodthirsters turn up later, and that worked out so much better, didn't it?
Yeah, I think that's it. It's basically exactly how I play the Templars, and you just got there not one step ahead, but you're almost 2 steps ahead with that Rampager. Yeah. Usually when I play a game with them, one person always just nips it, and you can sort of tell, in like 2 or 3 turns, you will have like killed my army.
Yes.
Or vice versa. With this, I sort of knew after that turn 2 that it was game over.
Yeah.
Like I said, Templars really want to have that free CP for the turn you hit them, so I can fight on death and interrupt.
Yeah, well, that was literally what I was thinking of there. I was always thinking, like, if you could make 6 stratagems for a detachment, say you were creating a detachment of your own and you wanted to make it really good, you would put in your detachment fight on death. You would put advance and charge in, wouldn't you? For me, they're 2 stratagems that would go in the detachment straight away, strats, and that's what the Khorne demons have got. They've got advance and charge, and they've got fight on death.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Then you combine that with, interrupt. It's a really good, especially against combat armies. They're brilliant against combat armies, brilliant counters.
You said you haven't done great with your Khorne demons so far. What have you been playing against with them? Out of interest.
I lost against Sisters, and then I lost against Grey Knights, funnily enough.
Right.
I say I lost against Grey Knights. I lost against Canis Rex.
Yeah.
If you've seen that game, Canis Rex, my channel is a Canis Rex free channel. It's a safe space for anybody who has been affected by Canis Rex. You can come to my channel. It's a safe space. You will not be affected or touched by Canis Rex while on my channel. So that we don't talk about him no more. That's a stupid model with stupid rules. His rule just says pick a unit and delete it.
Yeah.
Remove it from existence and from the codex.
Yeah.
So that, and then I got beat by Sisters again. I just sort of played against the Blood Surge in that game, and I was launching the Bloodthirsters at unimportant units and chewing up plebs. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and then, so sometimes you got to lose some games, haven't you, to work out which way around to use your army. So that's almost a good that's what one of the good things about losing is because then you realise and then you realise from your mistakes what you should do next time.
You definitely learn more from your losses, I think.
Yeah,
than you do
definitely.
From your wins,
you think, actually, if I'd done that differently at that time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's much I really could have done. That rampage, you just with them 2 saves against the Dreadnought, you just got really lucky.
Yeah.
I think I got really unlucky with the wounding. And with that not dying, I think it was just an uphill slog.
Yeah. I wasn't expecting that to happen. I just thought, hey, the rampage has got to kill.
Yeah.
It'll absorb a load of firepower and die, and then I'll charge whoever else is next, and we'll keep trading back and forth and see who comes out. But it wasn't a trade, was it? It was just you feeding the rampage and stuff.
Yeah.
And it went through 3 units before it got taken out by Helbrecht. By that point, the writing was on the wall, wasn't it? Everyone else was turning up then. So I'm glad that the army actually did work out this time, and I'm looking forward to getting it to 2,000 points.
Yeah.
Fully, so I can play some more games against some more different opponents. Do you know what I mean? See how it gets on.
Yeah, and hopefully I'll be joining the khorne ranks soon with my World Eaters.
Oh, we've got a plan for that, haven't we?
Yeah, we're doing some Death Guard versus World Eaters.
Yeah, well, I can help you out, so we can show off the more detachments.
Yeah. So we could actually, what we were thinking of maybe doing Death Guard versus World Eaters on this channel, and then potentially going maybe over to Richard's channel in doing the demon detachments. So I could use this khorne army, and you've got your Nurgle.
Yeah, Death Guard have the equivalent, don't they? Where you can take like half your army as demons and half as the Chaos Space Marines, and we could just do like almost a mirror match.
Yes, that'd be interesting.
Khorne and Nurgle, which would be it's good. It's good thematic, and it's a good way of using your models, and it's a good style matchup as well.
Yeah.
To show off the codexes and see if everyone's right that the new World Eater codex is naff and the Death Guard one's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, this is a video for a whole other day, but I don't think it's that bad. I think it has a lot of worse things in it compared to the index, but is a codex, as a brand new codex as a whole, reading through the attachments, I think they've got some fantastic synergies.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing it then.
I mean, I might play it. My main problem is Berserker's gone from strength 5 to strength 4. I just feel like each Chaos God faction is got their troops that really put the work in. So you've got the Plague Marines that have gone up to toughness 6, right?
Yeah.
Which they should. You've got the Thousand Suns that do loads of psychic damage. They've got 5 up invuln. Also the icons actually do good stuff. The Thousand Suns, if they roll a 6 to him, they get an extra pip of AP.
Yeah.
Could have just done that with World Eaters, but in melee instead of shooting.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Instead, their icon, if you have to kill a unit, you get to roll an extra dice when you do your Blessings of Khorne. So if I kill a unit, I get 1 extra dice to do my Blessings of Khorne, and they've gone down. All they've got is the Blood Surge move going for them, and I just don't think that's enough. It could come in.
See how it plays on the table then.
Yeah, exactly. That's like I say, that's a video for a whole of it. I could do a lot of ranting, and I could say a lot of good stuff about the codex.
I've never played World Eaters either, so this is like the precursor to them turning up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. So, but yeah, enjoyed the game, mate. I hope you did.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
Great fun.
And I hope you guys at home did, because that's the main thing. Sometimes whitewashes like this happen. But
red wash.
A red wash, yeah, but you live and you learn, I guess. Also, big shout out to the members as always. I love every single one of yous. It really does help out the channel. Because I do put the money towards things like these mics and just to sort of improve the channel. I've got big plans for the future. I've got lots of new terrain coming. Not sure when you'll see it because I'll need to be pinning it all up basically. So some new battlefields, which will be nice. I've got a new battlefield for mine in your game with the Death Guard and the World Eaters.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to showing off that. And also, don't forget to check out Rogue Miniatures and Gamemat.eu. 10% off both of them. I'll put them in the description. And the Discord. Don't forget to check out the Discord as well. If you want to just have a little chat and, get to...
Are your World Eaters on the Discord?
Yeah, the World Eater on the Discord. Right. I've got like a section where you... what's the... quarterly challenge. So a lot of people have been sending in their armies from the quarterly challenge, which is my World Eaters included, which is 500 points every quarter. So I'm on with my second 500 points now. Should have 1,000 by
Sick.
the end of this month, ideally.
Sick.
So yeah, enough of us ranting because we could just go on forever. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.